This is Mark from SMPostcards again. So today I got a full video. I'm going to go over all the cards that I sold. A lot of people wanted to see more what cards were purchased by buyers and what type. So today I didn't take any out. I'm going to show you all the cards that sold overnight. Also, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any videos going ahead. And with these videos, they're usually broken down in about 4 sections. I'm going to go over to what sold, and then I have a special topic today: miniature postcards. And what are they? And then I have another postcard terminology definition: pinking. What do they mean by pinking on a postcard? And then I get a lot of comments from viewers on the videos and emails, and the viewer comments in YouTube. Down in the bottom section you can leave comments, and they'll either be replied to by other viewers or myself. So I thought I would share some of those that I'm getting in on that. The first one that sold on eBay is not a postcard. In a lot of postcards a while back, I found these types of things. These are vintage decals that go on cars. So back in the day when they traveled a lot, they drove a car. I know when I was young, we never flew on a vacation, we drove, and they'd pick up stickers to put them on the trailers or the car. And this is a window decal. It's clear. You put it on the inside of the back window, and in there. It's not a postcard. And this sold for about $7. I got it just in a bunch of postcards. And then I got some other ones from a picker that goes to estate sales, usually the last day, and he finds stuff like that and he gets them to me. The next one that sold, this is from Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania. It's 4 women in a canoe. It's kind of staged, some action going on, some water, unposted chrome card, not used at all, no scratches, etc. Next one that sold on eBay is the yacht basin in South Norwalk, Connecticut. As you can see, there's the basin and the boats. This is another very nice, well-kept card. It's straight, solid card stock, unposted chrome card on there. So we sold a window decal and chrome cards. Now the chrome cards sell between $4 and $5. Next one is something that a lot of people will collect, and that's different views of the state capitol buildings in different parts. This is Austin, Texas, the state capitol building of Texas, and it's got a nice clear blue sky, very well done. Now on the back here it's not posted, but it was the property of a public library at one time, and then they usually, when they discontinue it or take it out of their collection, they'll put in there no longer the property of. I don't pay too much attention to those. How long ago was this card? This is probably a 60s, 70s, maybe early 60s card. I don't give that too much thought when I see stuff like that on the back. But it is neat. State capitol buildings, always put those up to different views. Next one, I've sold a lot of these, and you want to get the names of the liners and the cruise lines. This is a cruise ship, a luxury cruise ship from New York to Bermuda, and it's Norwegian registry. So that's a cruise ship. There's some tugboats going on. You can see the wake in the background. So there is some stuff going on. Maybe someone went on a cruise. The writing on the back here, it's not posted, but there was writing on the back. So this is a picture of our home for 1 week. So someone took a week-long cruise on there, and they were going to mail the postcard, but they never did. And you're going to find a lot of postcards like that, a lot of writing on the back, but never canceled or mailed. So maybe it was in the suitcase and they forgot about it. Next chrome card that I sold is the oldest church in the USA. It's San Miguel Mission in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Now all the old missions, this has like a serrated edge on there. It looked like it came out of a flip-out souvenir book of postcards. That doesn't bother me, but that's the oldest church in New Mexico. It's unposted. It's pretty good card stock. It's well kept, but it was ripped out of one of those souvenir books. Next one's kind of a unique card. It's a vertical card. Like I said before, it stands up straight and down. This is called The Sweethearts by Rose O'Neill. It's from the Doll Club. So picture of 2 dolls there. And this is a posted chrome card, and it was posted in 1970, and it has a 1 cent and a 4 cent stamp, so 5 cents worth of stamps on there. But that's the Sweethearts. Never be afraid to put different types of cards up, because you never know what they're gonna buy. Next one is a comic card. Now with comic cards, there's a lot of them out there. You can put them up, but most of the time people are going to read them and move on. They do sell, but they don't sell as often as people want. People go in, read them, get a laugh, and then they move on to other cards. But this one did sell. Love is like a hamburger, well done, medium or rare. P.S. relish. So it's a picture of cooking, flipping a hamburger up in the air, has the wording, the little catchphrase. So that's what I call humor or comic card. And in eBay, I have a category called comic. And I also put in the title, postcard humor, postcard comic. So if people are searching for comic postcards, that should trigger some searches. We do have a lot of those up, but like I said, they're long tail or people just read them. So I don't actively source those, but I will list them as they come up in my pile. But I'm not going to go out and buy 1,000 comic cards thinking they're going to sell. That's one of the add-ons to a lot. You might get 10 out of 1,000 or whatever. Now this one is the same thing as I sold before. This is another decal. This is the Yellowstone National Park Upper Falls. This is a 1950s, 60s car decal, and I sold another one. And this sold for about $7, $8. And this one actually did come from the picker that went to a estate sale with a bunch of postcards and stuff, and I picked these out. I didn't know if they were going to sell. I never bought these before. I've never looked into these. But I said, you know what? They're the size of a postcard. They'll fit in my sleeve. They fit into my inventory system. And you know what? I can mail them in the best envelope. They'll fit right in there. So why not? And I just made $14 basically off of 2 decals. I paid nothing for basically. So you want to, when you go to estate sales or places, now there is some current modern ones, and those probably might sell too, but people are picking these up. So let me do a couple more cards here just to make sure I catch up, because there's a lot of cards to go through. But as you see, there's chromes, car decals, buildings, different views and stuff, dolls. This is what people are searching for. This is what they buy. These are the collectors. They all have little niches. So you want to get a good variety so they stay in your store. They don't go to somewhere else. This next card is the San Miguel Church, circa 1872, Santa Fe, New Mexico, is the title. So that's the same church, but it's a different view. It's an unposted chrome card, and this sold between $4 and $5 as well. Another chrome card. The next card I have here is the Polish Museum of America, Chicago, Illinois. So this is the interior of the Polish Museum of America. Never heard of it. And it's an unposted chrome card. And I live by Chicago, and I've never heard of this place. So, but it's got a big globe in there. But someone knows something about the Polish American card, and this sold between $4 and $5. Now the last card before I get into the special topic is a Greetings from Pennsylvania, Dutch Country. This is a very long covered bridge right there. So I have a lot of covered bridges that I put up in the store, and they do sell, but it's an unposted chrome card of a very long red covered bridge, and it's from the Dutch Country in Pennsylvania, and this sold between $4 and $5. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the special topic. The special topic I have for today, and I'll put it right down here below so you can see the definition of this type of postcard. Miniature postcard. What is that? Miniature postcard. Type of postcard that is smaller than a standard size. Standard size is 3.5 by 5.5, so type of postcard is smaller than 3.5 by 5.5 card. That's the definition right here. Now you're saying, can I mail these things? So I went out and I got the updated size requirements for postcards. I've never mailed a miniature postcard, so correct me on any of this, but I went out to the USPS, the United States Postal Service website, and I found first class mail postcards, what the requirements for. And I'll put them right up here so you can see what I have. So the price is less than a 1-ounce letter. and uses a postcard stamp. Size requirements. This is the key for these miniature postcards. 3.5 inches by 5 inches. Little bit smaller than a standard by a 1/2 inch. Maximum is 4.5 inches by 6, so that's your Continentals, your 6x4s. Thickness, 0.007 or 0.016, so it can't be real thick. Pieces that do not meet the required minimum dimensions are non-mailable. Now, one of the postcards I'm going to show you does not meet that requirement and is nowadays unmailable. Actually, all the miniature postcards I'm going to show you are not mailable. Postcards exceeding the size requirements are subject to letter size pricing. So that's when you get above 6 and 4. Those would be your jumbo postcards. Miniature postcards were commonly but not exclusively printed as panoramas of 2 by 6 inches. So they were commonly but not exclusively printed as panoramas. So miniature postcards are smaller. The price range that I see for miniature postcards fall into normal standard postcard collecting of $5 to $20 depending on subject, condition, and era, and the novelty of the card. Now I'm going to show you a couple miniature postcards. I don't do a lot of miniature postcards on there, but this one right here is the Corn Palace in Mitchell, South Dakota, and I've sold this card as a standard card. That's a miniature postcard. And you're saying, well, I can't really tell the size. Well, I'm going to hold it up against a standard 3.5 by 5.5. So if you notice, this is the miniature, and this is a regular standard 3.5 by 5.5 card. It fits, it's smaller than a standard card. So that's a miniature postcard. Now, let's see if it meets the minimum requirements. So 3.5 inches by 5 inches. So let me see if I can get this right so you can see it. Okay, so it's going across, it needs to be 5 inches, and it's only 4.5 from tip to bottom. So it doesn't meet the length requirement, but doesn't meet the top requirement. I'm not good at this. And now that's only 3. Basically, if you see that, it's 3 inches. So it's 3 inches by 4 inches, but the minimum size requirement to be mailable is 3.5 by 5 inches. So this card is a non-mailable card. Now you could put this in an envelope that meets the requirements and ship, mail it, but you couldn't put a stamp on nowadays and meet the requirements that I see on the post office site. Now, there's also other novelty postcards, miniature postcards, different things like that, and I found this one from New Zealand. It's a little book in here that says New Zealand, and it's got a little bow and a pin like on there. It's like a brooch, and it's got a pin on there, and you would put it on your shirt like this, and then the postcard. But what's inside? So I open it up, little itty bitty postcards. Now definitely these are not mailable, but this is another type of novelty postcards, and I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 little cards in here depicting New Zealand. So this is what I mean about novelty. This would probably sell as to a postcard collector, I would say between $6 and $12, maybe a little bit more, just because of the uniqueness of it, and it is from New Zealand. Somebody there would want it, but that's what it is. It has a little clasp on the front. You open it up, and I got postcards. So that's what I mean by novelty. So the price is subject by the price is due to the subject, condition, and novelty. And I like weird stuff, as you can see. So I found this and I said, I gotta have this. This is something cool. So that's miniature postcards. Who knew? Now let me get into some more cards that sold, because this video is really driven by what people are purchasing and searching and collecting. So the next card that I sold on eBay, like I said, I got a lot of cards to go through, is the Via Honda Bridge going to Key West, Florida. Sold a lot of these types of cards on this Key West Bridge. Unposted chrome card, nice solid stock, well kept card. Now you'll see ones like this with the 6 Mile Bridge or whatever, the Ocean Highway or whatever it was going to Key West, have Pigeon Key. All those are good ones to get because they're in the Caribbean. That's a clue. So when you're looking through card boxes, look for things Key West and below in the Caribbean. So I'm telling you, you're not going to get top, $50 for the card, but they're going to bring the cash in. You're going to get some movement. Get your money back and more, so you can go buy some more postcards. Now the next one is a souvenir postcard of Fears Dry Goods Store in Troy, New York. Now this is an older card, and it has some damage on there. It has a crease kind of like in the middle, and it has some writing on the front, but it's an unposted divided back card on there. Now remember what I said in the video about dating postcards. This is one of those cards. Right there is a flag. If I went through and counted the stars, it would give me a pretty good idea about what the date to help date this card, since there's no postmark. But I know it's in the Golden Era Postcards because it's a divided back. And then also I could probably go out and look at that store in there, so I could get 3 things. If I can get about 3 things, 2 or 3 things, I can date a postcard. But that's a perfect example of what I was saying on that one video. Just count the stars, if the artist drew it correctly. Next one we get into is, I've seen a lot of these cards and I've sold a lot of these cards, is the Masonic Monument to Washington in Alexandria from Masons. That's the interior, or the east view, and it's unposted divided back card. But that's one that I actively look for. When I see the Mason stuff, Masonic stuff, I will pick that up. Here's another one of the George Washington relics. It's got his gloves, his apron, some coins, some pictures in there, all around there. So this was a nice stage postcard with that, and that's also an unposted divided back card. So the same gentleman bought both of those cards. So don't be afraid to put the same type in your store, because sometimes they'll buy them all. Now the next one is the Library Colgate University in Hamilton, New York. And this was posted, 1912. So this is a divided back card. Remember when I said about universities, colleges, make sure you get the name of the university, the state, in your title. And it should trigger some people to buy it, but that's a nice older card, divided back, it's posted. It's got a 1-cent stamp on it. I could pretty well date this card with all the stuff on there, but this, all these cards have sold, and they're divided back, chrome, auto decals, buildings, dolls. So I hope you're starting to see the difference of what people are buying. So you give them there. Now I'll do a couple more cards, and then I'll go through the definition to break it up a little bit. This is Valley Motel in Wypenton, North Dakota, 1 mile west on highways 81 and 13. So this is an air view. So you want to make sure you put air view in there of that hotel. It's a nice postcard. It looks like an airport, but it's actually Valley Motel. And it's an unposted chrome card. When I post these, I always make sure I put the name of the hotel near. If it's not actually in the town, it says 1 mile west, I'll put Valley Motel, postcard Valley Motel, near the city's or town's name and the state. And that should trigger some of those saved searches on what that is. But somebody stayed there and it sold. Now the next card is a linen card. So we had chromes, divided backs, now we've got auto decals, now we got linen. Now I don't do a lot of Cypress Gardens from Florida because I put enough of those up. I got into a big lot of Florida cards, but I always put water skiers. This is a backward water skier. It's a linen card. You can see the blue in there. Unposted, well-kept card of somebody in water ski trick riding Cypress Gardens. Even though I say I don't put Cypress Gardens up, the subject was water skiing. and that's sold between $4 and $5. One more card and I'll get into the definition. This is a kind of an inside card of Mount Tacoma from Tacoma, Washington. So this is an undivided back card. I can just feel that it's more vintage because it's a more solid card stock, but that's Mount Tacoma. It's kind of an inside. It has a writing tab along the side, so that tells you it's an undivided back card. Most of your undivided backs have a place to put the message, because the address is supposed to be back here. But this card sold for $4 to $5 as well. We're doing pretty good with the cards and time here, so stick with me and I'll go through the term here and then I'll do the viewer comments. So what way can I learn to postcards? It just seems so huge. It's really not. You can sell postcards. It takes a while to get started. There's a learning curve. But to help you with the learning curve, that's one of the reasons I put this channel up, because when I started Postcards, I had to pick and read and do things, and I said, you know what, I can share my knowledge and my experiences to go out there. So it's not all about what I sell or how many cards I got up. It's about sharing the knowledge and moving forward and building a community that we can come to and ask questions and talk and feel free to do that. So I try to put a definition of some terminology for postcard collecting every video, so it reminds me what it is, and it also reinforces to you what that is. So the term I have for today is called pinking, and I'll put it right down here, you can read along. Pinking. The pinkish stains found on paper where water-soluble aniline dyes used in printing ink have run. And we all know about putting a red sock in a washing machine with white clothes. It's the same. That's how I understand this. These types of stains are most often found on linen postcards and postage stamps. It's probably due to the inks in there that they use for those. I'm not an ink expert, but I have seen this, what they call pinking. I think, bleeding, and I've heard that term before. But I thought I would bring pinking, so if you see the word pinking in a description of a postcard, you want to look at the picture or look at the card and see, is it linen, is it from the stamp, or was it from another card? So that's usually, so think of pinking as bleeding. It bleeds off. So it's like writing with a ballpoint pen and then a little bit of water gets on it and it kind of bleeds out a little bit. That's how I understand the pinking term. Pinking. Who knew? Now, the next card I sold on eBay is Miami Beautiful Parrot Jungle. We're going to talk about a parrot here at the end, close with the viewer comments, so kind of ironic. Miami's Beautiful Parrot Jungle. Vertical card. I don't know if that's official or not, but it's a posted card. And this is not a white border card. Even though it looks white border, as you can see, it's a chrome card just from the glistening on there. And this has a 4-cent stamp on there. But Parrot Jungle is another one. Anytime you have any kind of animals in there, make sure you get that in the title. Next one is Beautiful White Cockatoos. Another, even though it's got white border, this is a chrome card, as you can see how it glistens. But these are Beautiful White Cockatoo from Parrot Jungle. Same person bought both of these cards. And they bought this card as well. This is a linen card of some more parrots. But it doesn't say Parrot Jungle, but in Florida. But this is a linen card, unposted. It does have a little flea market or antique booth price on there. I don't take those off. I let the collectors do those. But that's another one to the same buyer. So 3 cards of parrots or birds. How did they find those? I probably have parrot or macaw or something in the title, and it kind of popped up in their search and got it in front of them. Now, I always sell these as well, just like Joshua Trees. Flamingos. These are flamingos in Miami. Parrot Jungle. Another one from Parrot Jungle. So I must have got into a lot of those, but that's a group of flamingos, and it's a chrome card, unposted, well kept. Sold $4 to $5. More flamingos, same person, bought another one. So kind of the same picture, but less flamingos. Unposted chrome card. Now this card, I just put up a couple days ago. I got into some Native American and I thought this was a really cool card. I didn't price it up, it's my normal price, but it's the Indian Chief shooting a bow. It's a vertical card, and it's an Indian Chief from Moosehead Lake, Grenville, Maine. So my title for this was Postcard, Indian Chief, Moosehead Lake, Greenville, Maine. So one of those items probably triggered that and got it in front of somebody, and I knew this would sell. It's just a nice photograph of the chief shooting his bow. Now you do get a little warning whenever you put Indian or anything like that in eBay. It'll say it wants to make sure that it's not authentic tribal jewelry or anything like that. I usually just hit continue if it's a postcard like this, and then you can list it. Well, let's go ahead and just finish up the cards here, then I'll get into the viewer comments. So we had 3 cards sold on Etsy. I had 0 cards on Hip, and we had a bunch we just went through that I sold on eBay. So this card is sold on Etsy. It's Oregon Coast, Harris Beach State Park. Just a chrome card of the Oregon Coast on there, and that's sold for $4 to $5 on Etsy as well. Oh, I'm sorry, we have 4 cards that sold on Etsy. So this one is Mount Washington and Saco White Mountains, New Hampshire. Linen card of a lake. Someone in Mount Washington's in the back. So someone's either going to frame this or been there, or they like the view. I don't know. But I'm just happy that somebody got a card that they want. And they found something that they like and they collect. I always get a good feeling when I find stuff. The next one, I really like these. This is a tunnel near the Amphitheater Park of Red Rocks. So just thinking about when they made this. It's a solid rock and they tunneled through. Hope the guys on the other side are doing the same thing. They meet in the middle. But there's an older car right there. I'm not for sure what year it is, but that's a tunnel and a rock. Those always do well. Unposted, nice chrome card. You can see the glistening. That's sold for $4 to $5. Now the last card that I'm going to show you, then we'll get into viewer comments. I don't actively search for these, but I do get them when I get piles of postcards. Is they're kind of, I don't know, a greeting card or a saying card. But let me leave it up here for a minute. You can read it. Always pause on there. But it's got some kind of weird guy up in the corner here. So $4 to $5. I had greeting cards, and it's an undivided back. Posted in 1908. But someone liked it. It does have the guy, and it doesn't have a nice presentation, but the greeting cards, actively I don't look for, like birthday cards, a lot of the Easter holiday greeting cards and stuff. They're very, very saturated, and I do have a lot of those up, but they don't sell that often, even the heavy embossed ones. Now when you get into Easter, Thanksgiving, July 4th, and they're really nice embossed cards, those usually do demand a few more dollars. But all of those greeting cards and stuff are kind of like Continentals for me. I just can't get them to sell as much as I do the chrome, the linen, and undivided backs, or divided backs. So that's all the cards, guys. Everybody's been wanting me to make sure I get all the cards in. I did it. So approximately 31 cards sold overnight. You saw the whole variety. Chrome, linen, auto decals, Indians, mountains, tunnels, birds. Now let's get into the viewer comments. I like these sections. So the first comment I got from a viewer is, and this just came in lately, what kind of cards do you sell on Etsy? The same kind as eBay or lots? I don't sell lots on eBay and Etsy and Hip postcards. I bring those, when I have a lot of postcards that are doubles or I just don't post, I put them in a box and I save them and I bring them out to the flea market, and I have a gentleman that'll give me, $10, $20 a box or whatever. That way he can see them, but stuff like that, that's how I move the lots and stuff. The cards I sell on Etsy are basically the same cards that I sell on Hip and eBay. I don't pick and choose postcards to post on any of those sites. It's just the next one. I have a stack of postcards in front of me here. So whatever the next one in line that's been scanned, and if I'm working on eBay at that point, it goes on eBay. If I'm on Etsy, it goes on Etsy. Now eBay automatically sends the cards over to Hip, so I don't count that as a double. So if we have over 20,000 cards on eBay, that means I got over 20,000 on Hip. I don't double count. I don't say I got 40,000 listings. I just say I got 20,000 listings. So I saw the same type of card on all sites. And in the beginning, I tried to pick and choose what I thought people would buy. I was wrong most of the time, so I just list them. And if they sit out there for a while, they sit out for a while. But I got a good variety, and I sell cards every day. So we want to see more videos on postcards was the next comment. Absolutely. I got a lot of videos to put out there. We do a short video just, of the postcard past and present on Tuesdays. Thursdays we try to put out the longer video like this one to go through what's sold and the definitions and topics. And then once in a while, as you see, I'll put out a special little video on something that catches my mind. But the comment was, we want to see more videos on postcards, your bird and aquariums. Let me show you the bird. I'm going to step away for just a second, and I'll bring the bird over to make his cameo visit. Okay, so this is Sal right here. Look at the camera, Sal. So Sal is a ringnet, African ringnet parrot. He sits in my office every day. He has a cage upstairs that he sleeps in, or when we're gone. But I have a cage in my office, and he comes downstairs. If I don't bring him downstairs, he won't be quiet. We've had Sal between 32 and 35 years. It's up for debate. And he's been part of the family. He used to be in my son's room around like that. But Sal, when we first got him, was a Sally. But then males get the little ring around his neck. And he'll let me basically do anything with him. He's pretty docile. He doesn't like some people, but I can basically do anything I want with him. But he's loud. He can squawk. He doesn't talk. He whispered years ago, but he doesn't talk. But that's the bird, African ringnet parrot. And he's always here. So if you hear a squawk in the background on videos, that's Sal. Ready to go back? Say hi. You can see his ring on his neck there. So Sal might get an Oscar for that appearance. But that's the bird. Now, on the aquariums, as you guys can see, yeah, back here, I think I'm doing it right, over here, I have a whole fish room. I'm a tropical fish hobbyist as well. I got 7 aquariums in the room, 3 30 gallons, 3 55 gallons, and a 65 gallon tank on the other side of this wall. Now the problem is with YouTube, if I just do a fish aquarium video and just show the room and put it up, then YouTube's going to send aquarium hobbyists over to this video and they're going to watch it. Then all of a sudden they say, what, postcards, a fish and post, what is this? And stuff like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm working on it, is I'm going to show you how I built out that fish room. It was built from the cement floor all the way up, and I got some pictures of how we did that and what's set up in there and the different tanks and what fish I have. Now that's been set up probably 7 years, 6 to 7 years, but I don't want to do just a special video. And it'd be like postcard people going into car videos for a postcard, and then all of a sudden you get hit with a bunch of things. So I didn't want to confuse YouTube, but I am working on a video for the aquariums and let people see how it is. But a lot of people say, how much time do you spend on that? I spend more time probably feeding and turning the lights on and off than I do cleaning them. So, but I did work in a pet shop when I was in high school for 4 or 5 years. So I do have that background knowledge. But we have all tropical fish, and I will put that video together. But you did see the bird. Okay, the next comment is not really a comment. It's kind of a shout out on postcard clubs. I've seen some comments about postcard clubs out there. Someone put a comment out there. Postcards clubs, they're losing members. Some people are older, they're getting out of the thing, so they want to influx on some new members. So if you have a look around on the web, and if you see a local postcard club, get involved and take a look at it. You can gain so much knowledge, and plus those guys are looking for it. I haven't done it yet as I recorded this video, but I've been asked to speak at the Western New York Postcard Club through the internet connection, to tell how I sell postcards and stuff like that. So I like getting involved with the postcard clubs because they have one interest. So if you're interested in postcard selling, check out your postcard clubs. They can always use the members, and the postcard shows are just amazing. Now watching these videos, you'll feel comfortable more walking through there for the newer people even the older ones, on what to look for. You know, look for those fancy novelty cards, and you know what's going to sell, and you know, kind of know the prices that I do, but look on the eBay and the internet for pricing. That's it for today. Appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.